So I'm live with Ollie Bell, star of IT Racing, in the 32 Red Winter Festival press launch, and we're going to look into the main race of the winter, really, one of the highlights of the season, the King George. Might Bite as short as 5-4 with William Hill, 13-8 around. Justifiable favourite, can't get past it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, it depends on what Sizing John does. I think Sizing John is likely to go to Ireland, so won't run in the King George. And actually, if you look outside of Might Bite, I don't know quite how good the opposition is comparatively. I think Might Bite's, everyone said it, didn't they, after what he did at Kempton last year? I know he came down at the last, but
so far clear.
Yeah, but I mean, he blitzed him, didn't he? Everyone said then that the Kempton, the track, the trip, the way the race unfolds in the King George is ideal for him, and arguably more so than the Gold Cup, even though he's a festival winner in the RSA. So I think it's the sort of ready-made race for Might Bite, and I think, to be honest, I said this the other day actually, I'm going to say it now, live on Facebook.
Here we go.
I think he'll do the King George Gold Cup double this
Really?
year. I do, yeah.
It's interesting you say that, because I was going to say to you, Bristol's made about 28-1 with Hills to do the Triple Crown. Having won at Haydock, presumably needs the heavy ground to return in order to do that.
Yeah, I think when you look at his form, I think look, he's posted such a good figure. He's rated the best, isn't he, now? So, but those figures always come on heavy ground, and when he's raced on good ground, better ground that we'd expect at sort of Christmas to a point, and certainly later on in the year in the Gold Cup, he's just not quite up to that level, or he can't reproduce those performances he does on heavy ground.
Is there not the feeling he's improved this season? Or do you just think when he's 3 from 3 on heavy ground, is it just a case of getting the right ground to suit?
Yeah, I mean he's beaten Cue Card, who isn't Cue Card anymore. Yeah, he beat Blackline. That form's decent enough, but yeah, I find it hard to say right now on what he's done this year that he's improved massively from last season. I think he's just beaten either out of form horses or not quite as good horses on very bad ground.
And a word on Thistlecrack after that, obviously disappointing reappearance. Some saying that he travelled okay and just wasn't fit for the race. I mean, do we think that, like Cue Card, that ship has sailed now?
I think I'd be much more inclined to think that Thistlecrack can get his career back on track than Cue Card. I think that age has probably caught up with Cue Card. Who knows? I'd love to see both horses come back because I think they're brilliant horses. But Thistlecrack did travel for a long way quite powerfully in that race. He's quite an exuberant racer, but it's just his finishing effort really disappointed me actually, because even though he needed the run for him to just, there was, to quote Ian Beale, there was nothing left. Have you seen that video?
Yeah. That's great. I mean, that's top analysis, isn't it, really? And I find Ian Beale, that's unbelievable. That's a very
niche reference.
He went to live TV. And then finally, we talk about Might Bite, but a couple of horses that have, who knows if they'll get there, but a couple of other Nicky Henderson horses that are top class chasers. You look at Whisper and you look at Top Notch, who both look, have sort of form going into double figure prices.
I don't think Top Notch will run in the King George, because obviously that, imagine if Top Notch won, and Bristol might come second beating the nose and cost them $1 million.
Yeah.
But Top Notch is a lovely, I really enjoy watching Top Notch race. Him and So Royale and another of Simon Munir and Isaac Straits, they're both sort of little pocket rockets. Really. I just love how they go about it and really enjoy watching them. And Whisper actually, I never thought I'd say this, but Whisper's actually really moved into contention in the Gold Cup picture in my eyes on the back of that excellent run, the Elaborates Trophy. Now, you
talk about stablemates beating each other, obviously that dramatic Gold Cup race last year with Might Bite and Whisper.
And in the RSA, but if you look at that race back, I mean, Might Bite went into the Guinness Village, he stopped off to see his mates in the Arkle Bar, and he still won. And he was so far clear, and he was, in my opinion, just dossing. Now, obviously, we might get an element of lunacy again from Might Bite at various points throughout the course of this season, but I do think in terms of latent talent in the Gold Cup division, I think Might Bite is quite comfortably the best of them, and for all that Sizing John, looking later on down the line, is the reigning champion and looked brilliant the other day. Like I said, I think Might Bite's probably just got that little bit more latent talent.
Nicola Boinville's here, who's a person who knows all three horses very well, so maybe I'll ask him later how they compare Cheers, Ollie, for joining us.
Thank you. Sorry about the Ian Beale.
Keep tuned to the Oddschecker Facebook page. There should be some more Facebook Lives coming up from the 32 Red Winter Festival press launch.